Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here. Playing the part of the county executive today will be Dr. Earl Stoddard, who's filling in for him. But as you can see, the room is filling up with people. It is their honor to present the proclamation in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is a serious problem in Montgomery County, according to our state's attorney's office, and we have the state's attorney here. More than 1,176 cases were prosecuted in Montgomery County in 2024. This type of violence is a pattern of behaviors used by one partner to maintain power and control over another partner in a current or former intimate relationship. Some examples include physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, technological abuse, and/or stalking. The county's Family Justice Center, and we're going to hear from them today too, FJC, co-locates multiple agencies in a safe and secure facility to provide coordinated advocacy, government, civil, legal services, and social services for victims of domestic violence and their children. Services offered include counseling, career counseling, basic needs services, legal advice and representation, immigration legal services, and law enforcement and criminal services. These services are free, provided in any language, and no appointment is needed. The FJC is located at 600 Jefferson Plaza in Rockville, which is metro accessible. During October, the Montgomery County Domestic Violence Coordinating Council, DVCC, is displaying posters at metro stations in Montgomery County to encourage the public to learn how to help those who may be victims of domestic violence. If someone asks for help, the best thing to do is be supportive and listen. Believe them, give them to open up, do not make victim-blaming statements, and ask how you can help. You may notice that many of us are wearing purple today. I'm wearing a purple tie to encourage awareness of domestic violence, as the color purple is a symbol of peace, courage, survival, honor, and personal dedication to help those experiencing this abuse. Working together, we can help end gender-based violence once and for all. Thank you. Now we're going to hear from Dr. Stoddard, we're going to hear from Tom Mannion, and then we're going to read a proclamation. Thank you very much, Dr. Stoddard.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone for being here to recognize the beginning of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I also want to thank the council members for being a tremendous partner with the county executive on addressing domestic violence. And I want to recognize all the members of the Domestic Violence Coordinating Commission and the Commission for Women for their outstanding and long-term work to address this critical issue. Just last week, we had a really tragic homicide of a 47-year-old Monique Charles, victim of domestic violence that was fatal. Miss Charles was killed by her boyfriend while she was saying goodbye to her mother to return home to Brooklyn, New York, in the driveway. It's really unfortunate. There had been a history of domestic violence in that relationship and stalking as well. And so obviously that case is going to go to trial, but that's just one of many that occur in our community any given year. In 2024, there were 40 in Maryland homicides as a result of domestic violence. And we know this is a problem not just in Maryland or in Montgomery County, but across the country as well. More than 10 million women and men are physically abused by their intimate partners in the United States every year. Roughly 1 in 3 women, 35%, and 1 in 4 men have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by a partner in their lifetimes. And unfortunately, that's just the tip of the iceberg, as more than 50% of situations involving intimate partner violence are not even reported. And so that's just the numbers that we know about. The county plays a crucial role in providing assistance to victims and advocating on their behalf. We continue to maintain a 24/7 crisis line. We continue to staff our Family Justice Center, and the Department of Health and Human Services has a family victims assistance and sexual assault program aimed at addressing those who experience domestic violence. We also have an earned sick and safe leave program in Montgomery County that was passed by the county council several years ago that allows county employees to earn up to 7 days of paid leave that can be used time off related to domestic violence suffered by an employee or a member of an employee's immediate family. It is important that victims of domestic violence reach out for any assistance that they need. You should have a safety plan. These are critical aspects to keep yourself safe. If you know someone who's a victim of domestic violence, encourage them to seek services in Montgomery County before the violence gets any worse. We encourage anyone who may or knows someone who has an unhealthy relationship to reach out and get assistance. County Executive's Office, and I know the County Council shares this feeling, remain steadfast in making sure that we address the crime of domestic violence in our community and providing assistance to all the victims who suffer from it. So thank you. Tom.
All right, thank you, Dr. Stoddard, and thank you, Councilmember Katz. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tom Mannion. I am the director of the Family Justice Center here in Montgomery County. I am also the current chair of our Domestic Violence Coordinating Council, and it's an honor to be up here today with all of my wonderful colleagues, recognizing October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. One of the ways that we are honoring Domestic Violence Awareness Month this year is by launching, hopefully in the next week or so, our Family Justice Center Hope Card program. This is a program that basically enables, if a victim of abuse is granted a protective order through the courts and they are receiving services at the Family Justice Center, we will issue them a small card. Basically, it is about wallet-sized card that they can keep discreetly on their person with all of the important, pertinent information about their protective order listed right on the card. That includes their name, the perpetrator's name, the conditions of the order, whether or not the perpetrator has access to firearms, all of that information on a small card that can be kept discreetly in a safe location so that if a violation does occur, they can pull that card out and provide it to law enforcement for verification. So we're really excited to be launching that very, very soon. In addition to that, we have our outreach campaign that was mentioned in the posters that we have going up in the metro stations that are located in Montgomery County. In previous years, our outreach has really focused on how can we connect with a victim? How can we get messaging out to victims? How can we make sure they don't feel alone? How can we make sure that they know what the warning signs are of abusive behavior and toxic relationships? And we're taking a little bit of a different approach this year because we were really thinking about that statistic that Dr. Stoddard mentioned. The 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men will be the victim of either physical violence, sexual assault, or stalking at the hands of a dating partner at some point in their lifetime. Now, that statistic is really troubling. It's staggering to think about. But what that also means is that every single person knows someone who will be going through this at some point in their life. Everyone in this room, everyone watching, everyone knows someone who's going to go through this. And that's why it's so important that we be informed just as a general community. It's so important that we be informed about what to do if someone comes to you, what the resources are that are available in the county. Because I can tell you, someone who is experiencing abuse and experiencing trauma, their first stop is generally not going to be the court. They're not going to go to the police first. They're not going to go to the Family Justice Center first. They're going to go to you. They're going to go to their friend, their family member, their coworker, the person they see at school every day, the person they worship with on holy days. And so if we have this information available, we have posters up in metro stations that will direct you to our website. There's also links to our website, social media posts, linking to information about what to do if someone confides in you that they are being abused. And, whether they be a neighbor, a friend, a family member, or someone you just run into in public. And so with this information, you can literally save a life. And so I invite all of you to check out the posters that we have in the metro stations, check out our website, check out all of the information that we have, educate yourself on the resources available and how to respond to someone who's going through abuse. And join us in the fight to eradicate domestic violence in Montgomery County. Thank you so much.
And I'm going to ask the crowd behind, we already heard from you, Dr. Stoddard. I'm going to ask the crowd behind me to please introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Julia Holston, Program Coordinator with Volunteer Legal Advocates.
Hi there, I'm Jofi Semino. I'm the Client Advocate with Volunteer Legal Advocates.
I'm Karen Gunderman. I am a managing attorney with Volunteer Legal Advocates.
I'm Shoa Tajamal. I serve as a commissioner on the Commission for Women.
Hello, Jody Finkelstein, Executive Director of Montgomery County Commission for Women and the Human Trafficking Prevention Committee.
Smita Varia, Program Manager, Montgomery County Family Justice Center with the Sheriff's Office.
I'm Hannah Zimmerman, Client Services Intern at the FJC.
Carmen Carrad, Program Manager with the Montgomery County Commission for Women.
Monica Martin, Chief of Behavioral Health and Crisis Services in the Department of Health and Human Services, where our trauma services are located.
Sheena Foster, Commissioner and Chair of the Montgomery County Commission for Women.
John McCarthy, State's Attorney for Montgomery County.
Good morning. Keena Jones, Assistant Sheriff, Sheriff's Office.
Maxwell Wee, Sheriff, Montgomery County.
Lieutenant Dave Cohen, County Police Special Victims Investigations.
Detective Corporal Chaz Atherley with the Domestic Violence Unit.
Amy Palumbo, Director of DVS Legal Services.
Tom Mannion, Director of the Family Justice Center with the Sheriff's Office, again.
Rita Montoya, Board Member at Large, Board of Education, Montgomery County Public Schools.
Ashley Barrios, Manager of the Domestic Violence Prevention Programs with the Family Justice Center.
I'm Sarah Tenen, Executive Director of Volunteer Legal Advocates.
Karen Foxman, Managing Attorney, Volunteer Legal Advocates.
Aida Vendel, Legal Director of Volunteer Legal Advocates.
Thank you all very, very much for everything you do. And I'm going to ask Dr. Stoddard to please read a proclamation with us. Whereas October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and whereas on average in the United States, 24 people per minute are physically abused by an intimate or dating partner, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced rape, physical violence, and or stalking by an intimate partner. Almost 1 in 10 teenagers have experienced physical violence in the last year. Between 10 to 20% of children are exposed to domestic violence each year, and let's do the next two.
Whereas in 2024, 212 individuals in Maryland contacted a domestic violence hotline in one day, averaging 9 calls each hour to ask for help. And whereas domestic violence can be lethal, a history of strangulations, threats, use of weapons, suicidality, and or stalking indicate dangerous and possibly lethal situations. And
knowing the signs of abuse is critical to preventing domestic violence. If you are concerned about someone, encourage them to get help and seek safe shelter. And
whereas the Montgomery County Family Justice Center and Trauma Services, both located in Rockville, Maryland, offer free and confidential services to anyone impacted by domestic violence, including virtual services and support available in multiple languages. And
whereas during the month of October, the Montgomery County Domestic Violence Coordinating Council will display posters at Montgomery County metro stations promoting bystander intervention and how the public can help victims of abuse. And whereas through public awareness and education, we can reduce the incidence of domestic violence in Montgomery County. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County Executive, Mark Elrich, and the entire Montgomery County Council do hereby proclaim the month of October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And it's been signed by Council President Kate Stewart and County Executive Mark Elrich. Thank you all very much.